Okay, we're live. Alright, guys, this series has been a long time coming. Basically, what I'm going to explain here is general cryptocurrencies concept, what it is, why it might interest you, or why you might not want to focus at all on this. So, I wanted to set this up earlier, but I'm not feeling this with my camera, and I had to do a little bit of programming because the webcam is not good enough for this. So, yeah. I hope we will have a productive 20-30 minutes. And yeah, I think I'm just going to dive right into it. Okay, I think we're live again. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'll have to do this all again. Alright, so. Okay. So, let me check real quick. Basically. Alright, so this will be our canvas. And we're going to where can we start? Okay, so basically let's start right into how you can use it, and why you might want to use it and why not. All right, so you might have heard about inflation, right? Inflation is basically when the federal banks or the Central European banks or different, usually it's the US Federal Reserve, although sometimes it's the European Bank, decides to print more currency. So let's say you have randomly, let me pull out my calculator. All right. Let's say you have randomly about this much money saved up. All right. So you have thousand, let's just use dollars for example, $1,000. If the inflation is by say I don't know, 10%, all right, randomly, because the real inflation might be around 10%, might be more, might be less, but it should be pretty high. So say you have €1,000 in 2021. In 2022 you had an inflation by 10%, which is about 100, right? So it is this much. This means that during that time, your buying power on certain assets would have dwarfed what you saved. So instead of having €1,000 that you can use to buy, you can now only buy with this much amount if you had it in 2021. So a very good example of this is, maybe let's do it with the S&P 500. These are the most, how do you say, the biggest, or the companies with the highest market cap in the US index. So let's just look at the chart right here. Alright, so let's look at a year, 1 year, 5 year. Okay, that's very nice. All right, so say in 2017, which would be about here, you had this much money. You would have put it in the S&P 500, and you would have seen it grow about twice the size. Now, the thing is, your buying power would basically be twice as much. Now the thing is, you got to keep in mind that whoever has some money will put it into some assets that will regenerate more revenue. So very clearly, if you have some money and you put it in your savings account, it will not do much. There are a couple of savings accounts in your general bank account that will give you maybe 0.02% a year, but that's not enough, because if you paid any attention recently, buying groceries and all that stuff. For example, I'm buying milk. Used to cost me €2. Now the same milk costs €2.30. Right? That's about 15% increase in the milk in about a month. Now, the important part here is that basically the current economical system is not good enough to sustain the level of maybe it's the infrastructure, maybe it's all the maybe it's just the way the world is currently built. Anyway, what happened in 2010, 2011 is that basically somebody or a company, we don't know who it is, invented. There were already no there 29 200. There were already some other cryptocurrencies coming out, but they weren't as big as when Bitcoin came out, right? So the idea is basically, okay, the US dollar or the euro or all these currencies are good, but they're not perfect. And here's a better system of storing value, because the idea for money is basically money is there is a tool to measure how much value you put in the world, or how much you've contributed to society around you, right? That's just a general heuristic. It doesn't mean it's that, but it means still, the more you have, the more you can use it to impact the world around you, the more you've impacted other people's lives, because they will give you money to do a service, right? Anyway, that's all something else. Now let's go right back into cryptocurrencies. All right, so you might have heard of Bitcoin, and we're going to look at a chart of Bitcoin, right? So I might give you a lot of different information right now. Feel free to take notes during my speech here, right? So CoinGecko is a tool I use to chart different cryptocurrencies, right? There are different other ones. There's CoinMarketCap. There are a lot of different ones, and these tools are basically just websites that will show you the current price of the index, right? Sometimes these websites can be down. They're usually always online. Sometimes there might be an error somewhere, so always be careful to fact check 2 or 3 different websites. There's also TradingView. There's a lot of different places you can basically watch these coins. And I have my Google in French. Let me change. I do not want to be in crayon. Oh, I think it's because I had a new profile. Anyway, okay. Let's just leave it. Alright. So, alright, because if I put the French link, they will do it in US, and then I can change it to euros somehow. But I don't like to think very much, and it's very much easier to have everything in US dollars, as this is currently the world currency. So here we go. Alright. So this is the course of Bitcoin, right? Right now we had 39K, and over the course of, say, this year, it just went down. Over the course of, so it started in 2009, if I'm not mistaken, but this website might have started in 2013, right, when the price was about this much. So anyway, this is a nice looking chart. It's very impressive. It's not the most impressive chart you will look if you delve into this topic, but it's basically what came out is that basically this cryptocurrency this is basically what started all this movement towards Ethereum, or like a real cryptocurrency world. Okay, we're live again. Yep, sorry guys, a small technical issue. Alright, so I think the camera shutter shuts off after a while. Alright, so where are we? Right, Bitcoin, the start of everything. So basically, as you can see right now, it's in free fall, which might be a bit alarming, but I guess that's the name of the game. It fell, it's going to rise again, it might fall some more. The cool thing about all this is that it's not linked to the current financial markets. So you might have current financial market like the Nasdaq, like I don't know, like a bunch of different benchmarks, or that might really reflect the current economy. Whereas crypto is really its own world. So say if there's a crash in crypto, nobody cares. It's just the people that are inside it that lose their money, but it's not related to electricity, it's not related to gas, oil, all that stuff. It doesn't matter that much. This is going to change in a couple years, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years, as basically it's the future of finance. So say you had a financial system that is pretty old, that has existed for about 100 years or more, and people are now like, okay, well, we have this technology which allows us to do a lot of things that the traditional stock market did not. For example, in the traditional stock market, I think there's some specific hours, an hourly window where you can buy. So say there's an off market buying opportunity, or the market starts maybe at 8 a.m. or something, and then it ends at 6 p.m. So you have this window where you as a normal trader could trade normally, or with leverage. Leverage is going to be trading with borrowing money to trade more. The downside is if the price goes below a certain amount, you lose it all. So basically, it has a lot of particularities that made it somehow superior to the current model, or different enough that people are interested in it. So I feel like, this is really, I don't know, let's call it DeFi. Yep, I accept. All right. All right. So it all really started in 2017 when Ethereum launched their own blockchain. So the idea is you have Bitcoin, which is somehow viewed as a by some people, which me included. Oh, by the way, this is not financial advice. Do whatever you want. You're a free person, okay? Just needed to put this out there, I guess. You have Ethereum, which is basically it allows people to launch their own cryptocurrencies in that network. It's like a highway, which is the Ethereum highway. You had the Bitcoin highway before. Just on Bitcoin, there are very basic things you could do. You could send money, you could receive money. I guess maybe 1, 2 other transactions, but it was very safe. There weren't much things you could do with it, so it was just like an investment. Now people started adopting it, and it has been about 10 years that it existed, and now people are starting to see, oh, right, it's been here for a while. There's a lot of money in it. Maybe there's something to it, right? And this is the stage we're currently at in 2022. Ethereum is different. It is the number 2 top cryptocurrencies by market capitalization, right? Market cap is a tool you will use to define how much money is in that investment, in that opportunity, right? So as you can see here, you have Ethereum, Tether, BNB, USD, a bunch of others, which I'm going to go over real quick. Basically, it all started when Ethereum went live in 2017, which allowed a lot of other people to launch their own smart contracts in this environment. So you go into, it's like a universe. So you got to think about it like you have a car, you can get onto this highway or this other highway or this other highway, right? These are all these bubbles, these like if you think about a multiverse, like the Avengers, for example, this is this universe, and you can go from the Ethereum universe to the Binance universe, right? Can you go to the Bitcoin universe? Yes, you can too. But maybe this brings us to our next point. Where do you buy them, right? Where can I get, I have some money, I want to place it on this horse, or this horse. How can I put it on there, right? Here's where you have centralized exchanges. So the way they work is the same way as a centralized exchange in the classical financial word works. Is basically there are a couple. The biggest one is called Binance. So we go on this one. There is let's just look at. So it's SEX for centralized exchange. You don't really say it out loud like this. And here they will list the top exchanges. Again, this is an aggregator site that will just show you the all these other exchanges, right? There might be some info that's missing, so you always need to be critical about what you're reading. And by the way, they will show you a lot of ads, a lot of bullshit like this. Never, like, always look away from the ads. You really need to be focused and to know what you're doing, or have a general sense of not clicking links, because there will be a lot of people that were, there's this effect where once you start buying things, it will keep giving out money. So it's very easy in this alternative casino to basically just keep giving out money. So just, know what you're into and be critical about the information. All right, so we have, and no, these are top centralized exchange tokens, which is something else. Let's go here, exchanges, spot. All right, I think spot is what we're looking for. Yeah, okay, all right. So spot exchanges are probably the ones we're looking at. All right, so the biggest one is Binance. You have OKX, you have Coinbase. I did not know OKX was this big. I don't think they're big in volume. I think they're just boosted right now because of, let me check, one coin Gecko. Let's go on CoinMarketCap. Exchanges, spot. Right, this one is better. Alright, so 24-hour volume, blah blah blah, weekly visits. I think they're also ranking by this. I feel like here there's a lot of volume, but it might be, I don't know, something might have happened. Anyway, so let's look. Binance, Coinbase, FTX, Kraken, KuCoin, all these are the big ones, right? I recommend you, if you want to get started in investing, just get on one of these, make an account on 2 or 3, because sometimes you cannot withdraw money from them. Which sucks, because you might have money on there and you might have, I don't know, made a good investment and you want to retrieve it to your account. They will not allow you to put it back into your account. Currently in France, Binance retrievals are blocked, so you might need to go, I don't know, to Kraken or to FTX, and you can just send your funds to this and then retrieve it to your private account. So that's something you can do. And then, I'm going to mention afterwards, there's also the whole tax issue. You have to figure out, depending on which country you're in. So there's Binance US, because US regulations are a bit different, and I guess maybe they need to be monitored a bit much. There's Crypto.com. So anyway, the big ones I recommend, all right, are Binance, Kraken, and Crypto.com. I think I have accounts on multiple of these, but I believe these are very useful. So once you're on an exchange, I ought to log in again. Okay, so I'm not logged in right now with this. Is the camera still on? Yeah. Okay. So I'm not logged in right now. Basically, it's very easy. I'm going to link to a video where people can basically buy. So you load up your account. You do a transfer from your private account. Let me just throw it up. All right. So you have your private bank account. You do a transfer to Binance. Right. Then the transfer might be about $100 from Binance. With your $100, you can buy cryptocurrencies. So let's say you want to buy BTC, and then you'll have, I don't know, I'm going to say randomly 0.001 BTC. Okay, probably something else, but you basically have your account, your money on there. There's a way to do a swap very quickly. Hold on, let me just show you guys. All right, I feel like we're live again. All right. Yeah, so my camera goes to sleep every 10 minutes. So I feel like I'll just take off the camera, all right, and just show my screen. All right, so Binance here. This is what it looks like when you logged in. Some notification or whatever you done. Your account information, all that stuff. Anyway, you go to trade. All right, there's a lot of things that are not important here. Look up some videos how to basically buy on Binance or different exchanges. You go. I'll put the video in the comments. So basically, you have some money, right, which you received. Now it's checking my USDT. It's to euro. Okay. So if I put my euros, if I had sent 100 euros here, I would have 100 euros. Then these euros, I want to change them to stable coins. So 100 euros, right, would have given me about $120, $113, right? Then I would have that much. There's a small fee you pay every time you do these transactions. It's very small. So if you play around with 1,000 euros, it won't do anything. 100,000, maybe a million, yeah. So just keep that in touch. Everything you do, always a keep that in mind. There's always going to be a small fee. Anyway, 113 US dollars. I'm going to buy some Bitcoin, and then it previews you the conversion. I don't have anything right here. If I had, it would show me this much, and then you could buy. There's a pop-up, you click buy, and then it will show up in your wallet, and then you have the Bitcoin. The difference between cryptocurrencies and the classical market as well is that you can buy these, and they're like digital goods you have. So it's a piece of code somewhere. Right now it's stored in these centralized exchanges. It's possible to move them from Binance to our decentralized exchanges or to your own wallet, but these are things you own. The issue with centralized exchanges is they can stop withdrawals. So they'll say I disable trading, which sometimes has happened. It doesn't happen often, but it's just like this 1% of time it does happen, or 0.1% of time. Not that good of an image for a centralization, right? So if you want to sell your Bitcoin, right, just move it off chain, just keep it in your wallet. It's basically like having actual money somewhere in your wallet. So this is different from investing in stocks. If you invest in stocks somewhere, you're investing in a company, and you can only sell these stocks on this exchange, on this broker. Right? I don't use general stocks, but the idea is the same, is that you cannot take these and keep them with you and then sell them to somebody else. No. But with this, I can take this, I can go down the street and I can be like, give me a croissant for this much money, and I might say no because it's not enough, but the concept stays the same, right? It is mine. This is kind of the idea with this whole ethos between cryptocurrencies, is that you want to own your own assets and you want to do what you want with it. Everybody can do everything. It's the Wild West. Except now you have regulations coming in and all that stuff, etc., etc. Now, I don't know much about taxes in other places. I've looked into Germany, Portugal, France. In France, it's very simple. You'll be paying 30% taxes on your gains. So let's go back here, right? So just real quick, you have your Bitcoin, you want to transfer it back after some time to euros, right? Or whatever you made. Maybe you made a small profit. Let's say now it's worth 200, right? It's a 2x. So that will be in euros, right? So you have 200 worth of euros, which is about 160, maybe 180. Anyway, you have this much money. But first, you're not going to do it in euros, you're going to do it in USDT, which is a stable coin, which will help you with tax and accounting on this, right? So here we're seeing you have $100, you come out with $200, right? So you have $100 gain. In France, it's very simple. You only pay when you check out. So the moment I put this in euros, I don't know if I have to pay taxes here if it stays in Binance, but if I take this money and put it back to my private account, so anyway, I just put the money back I need anyway. If I put this back into my private account, so here we go. Let's write the equation, right? So let's just do in dollars. Right? So $100, $100 bonus, right? So we'll forget about the 100 you put in. That's free money. $100 profit minus 30%, right? Because you're checking the money out, equals let's say $70, right? Which is maybe, you know, at the end of the day, sorry. So you keep $70 and you pay $30 taxes. And that's very good because it's very simple, it's very clean. How much money you put in, you do all your transactions in an exchange or somewhere else. There are other places you can do them. And then at the end, when you check out, right? Like if you get off the flight, then you pay 30%. It's very easy. So the nice thing about this is, let's see if we can. Okay, so here, market trend. There. Okay, so they will show, as you can see today, the market is all red. They will show all the places you could basically, all the cryptocurrencies you can basically buy on Binance, and some normal currencies. So you can buy all this and you can sell it. That's it. It's very easy. You go to trade, you convert, and that's basically the normal, classical way of trading. Now, there's another way of trading, of exchanging, okay, which is basically trading. So this is a lot more technical. This requires more time. So if you were just saving money, it's very easy to simply use that general thing here. If this much money, boom, I want to buy, you buy it, you don't worry about it. Then afterwards, you'll have all your BTC here, or Ethereum, or BNB, or all these other things, and Algo, or Alice, whatever, and you can then sell it back. And you can also go to your wallet and then see what's up. I don't want to show how much money I have, but you could just do it right now. And yeah, Bitcoin is on a free fall right now, which is a good time to do a video. So basically here, this is a trading view. All right. So there are three ways you could do this. You could either save, you could either invest, or you could trade. All right. So let's start with trading. Trading is the most. It's very stressful. It requires some time. All right. So maybe 2-3 hours, maybe 4 hours a day. Basically, you say, okay, I want to buy if Bitcoin hits this price. You put a buy or sell order, and whenever it hits this price, it will exchange. So you say, I want to buy 10,000. You put these 10,000 here on exchange. As soon as it hits this price, you buy this amount, and then hopefully the price goes up or goes down, whatever. That's what the market decides. So this is basically trading. Here are all the orders, right? So somebody's buying for 20, like very big orders, right? And this is what people, so this is what people are selling for this much, and this is what people are buying, right? So this has to do with classical finance. And let me real quick turn off my camera. All right. So now we won't be interrupted. So yeah, that's generally trading. It's more intensive. I don't know much about trading actually. I've never done it. I've used this interface sometimes, but along with trading, there's also leverage trading, which is something you might want to look up. But right now, just generally, trading is very intense, and it might be better if you have something else going on in your life, which is very likely you do, to focus on saving, on just buying some things, leaving it as is, and yeah, that's it. Now, let's focus on saving. Point number one, the question is, what would a good strategy be to save? Now, there's this thing called DCA, which is called dollar cost averaging. So basically, if we go back to our chart, but never mind. All right, so DCA, right? Here we go. Bitcoin. Actually, let's do it like this. And like so. Alright. So here we go. So live, yep. Dollar cost averaging is basically the idea that instead of buying everything at a set point amount of time, you buy everything over the course of multiple intervals. Say instead of, as you can see in the last 30, 90 days, the course has just been going down. So if you'd bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, you would have lost about 400, 300 here. However, if you bought here over time, say you want to buy, oh no, even here, if you bought like 100 every week or something like this, you would have lost less money than buying at the wrong time. Now again, if you bought at the entry price, you would have made more money. So the thing is always, if you just have 2 or 3 hours a week to focus about this, just put your money generally into Bitcoin or Ethereum. These are the only two ones that I've tested by time. Again, this is not financial advice. I don't know if I said this before on camera, but anyway, just these would be the two the two projects that have been going on for the longest amount of time, and just put in some regular money every now and again, except of always buying everything at a set point. Because if you buy something at a set point, you're basically gambling, do I have a good entry into this, right? And it's going to go up over time. Sure, maybe you believe it will go up over time, but is it good to put everything at now or over the course of several weeks, right? This is a very standard strategy. A lot of people are using this. This is no secret, so think about it. Or if you think it's something good, then do it. So we have saving. This is basically, you have 2 or 3 hours a week. You want to focus. You don't want to focus on it. You just want to look at your money, invest and save. That's the best way. I had a friend come up to me also regarding saving about, okay, putting my money into one of these assets that make you about 20% a year, something like this. And she told me, yeah, basically there's this company that uses these that basically invests money for you. Sure, it's interesting. The issue basically is, as if I would propose a service as basically taxes. You pay taxes when somebody gives you money, and then you do your thing, and then you pay taxes again when you exit this market, and that's a real issue, because then you pay taxes twice for something where she would have only paid taxes once. So in France, the tax is about 30%. So 30% plus 30%. So I don't know how to calculate. Wait, hold on. Let's just conquer. Right. So again with the $1,000. Right. So we go here. And I think it's one after the other. No, actually no. It's first one. So that's the amount. Then it wins 20% a year, right? And then so the difference, which is 210 minus 30%. Anyway, my point is, I'm not sure she pays the taxes in the beginning, but there might be some kind of loophole somehow around this. But anyway, you're dampening your winnings by doing this. And I'm just here to educate you about how it generally works. So basically, just buy over different intervals of time into something that has not moved much, or wait for a moment when the market is very green and just buy the biggest ones. They will not move as much as if you invest into a smaller cryptocurrency, because the small ones can go higher because of the market capitalization. Basically is that the more money's into it, the less it will move up or down. That's basically it. Alright, so that is saving. Alright, you go onto a centralized exchange, you buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other currency you want, and then you put money in it and you look at it once a week. That's it. You can go trading, right? Which I just showed you earlier. Is you look at these graphs and you trade for about, I don't know, a couple hours, couple minutes. Something called leverage trading, where you borrow more money to basically have a bigger position. So say if you were to trade with about $1,000 and you want to leverage it, you can leverage it times 10. So it's as if you were to trade with 10,000. So if $1,000, if there's a movement up for 1%, with 10,000, it's a 10% increase, right? Which is pretty nice. But if it goes below your position, you're liquidated, and this means you lose all funds. So it's not for the faint-hearted. It's not easy. I've done it. I've just lost money. I'm not going to leverage it ever again, because the money goes back into the centralized exchange. It doesn't go back into the market. Say here, if I buy something, I'm playing against, it's like a zero-sum game. I'm playing against other winners, other players. So they get the money I lose, or I get the money they lose, because I'm first or they later. It's like a betting game. In the leverage game, it really goes back to the exchange. So that's kind of the issue. Because it's not money that will go back into the market. It can, but you got to think about cryptocurrencies are kind of like the ethos of, internet, free thinking, and probably also against centralization. So yeah. Investing, here we go. So it's basically scoring a lot of sites, Twitter, YouTube, CoinGecko, Binance, or different exchanges, or basically here, tracking sites. And you just look at different projects. You might be like, right. As an investor, the top 10 here are not interesting because they already have a lot of money. The capitalisation du marché, which is in English, the market cap here, is how much money is already into that market. So for it to double in price, the market cap doubles in price. So right now we have 736 trillion? No, billions. Billions in English. 736 billions. So it is not that interesting. If it were to double, it would be 1.5 billion. So 1.5 trillion actually. So basically, there's a lot of money that needs to go inside there. Now let's go back. Let's go down. Okay, here. This is about 3 billion, right? If we go a bit up, there are a couple of things. If it doubles, it should be around 6 billion, right? Which things exist about 6 billion, so it's more possible that this could double than Bitcoin could. But it can also go lower, right? So the idea is if you want to save in something relatively safely, compared to the other cryptocurrencies, invest in bigger market caps, and mostly these two or others. Let's go down the top 10 list. USDT, it is Tether's US dollar. It's a cryptocurrency that basically is indexed to the US dollar, and it helps for liquidity, for facilitating exchanges. Say if you were to change to euros to Bitcoin every time, I feel like it will be more complicated. So what they did is they created a US dollar cryptocurrency, which is like a casino token. So at every table you have something that equals a US dollar that you can exchange all the time, right? It's like in a casino, you don't changing things with actual money, you're changing things with chips, and then at the chips you go to the table and you play the game. So that's basically it. So you have USDT, USDC, that's the Coinbase USD coin. And my camera just died. Let me pause it real quick. Alright, we're live again. Okay. You have the USDC, which is Coinbase's actual cryptocurrency. So it's a USD coin, and basically what they do is when people buy, they increase the supply. When people sell, they decrease the supply. Anyway. It's kind of controversial, but people trust it and use it. All this cryptocurrency market is very, very risky. Just keep that in mind before investing anywhere. Thank you for making it to this point in the video. Okay, so Ethereum is kind of like a universe where you can launch other smart contracts so other people could code on there, which is what people did basically. So I can launch a smart contract on Ethereum and basically code anything I want, and then people will use that code and then play with it, like making new tokens or different use cases. Binance Coin is Binance, which is an exchange, also launched their own, cryptocurrency highway of sorts. So that too is basically a universe where you can basically see their own cryptocurrencies and a bunch of other stuff. So you have Binance Coin, which is called BNB. You have Ethereum. You have Cardano, which has been hyped but isn't very promising in my opinion. Solana, which is another network. XRP, which is kind of, the idea was basically to use it as a payment solution, which I'm not quite sure what happened there. Again, I can't hide my skepticism in my voice sometimes. Basically, and then you have Polkadot and Terra, which are other ecosystems. So basically, the idea is that in each of these, like Ethereum, Binance, BNB, etc., these would be more like universes where people can invest in. It's like a highway. There are different highways, like different universes, and in this highway you can go to this town, this town, this town, and there's another highway you can go to that town and that town and that town. General oversimplification, but basically that's the thing. So when I invest, without going into DeFi, which is what I do, which I might do another video afterwards if I'm not too exhausted, I basically go on CoinGecko, I go on Twitter or different websites, and I go, oh, what is a maker? So you go here, you go down, you check out what the market cap is, how much money is in it. You look at the chart, does the chart look healthy? Right? There are a couple of trends, uptrend, downtrend, is it going sideways? Why is it going that way? Right? Why did it explode here? Why did it fall here? Right? There are a lot of rhetorical questions you can ask yourself, and then you understand more about the landscape. Who was on the team? Right? There's a lot of questions like this you can ask, and then basically I buy and I hold for a week, a couple days, and then I sell again. So that's basically investing. Alright, so I feel like I've done a general good overview about this topic. Yeah. Again, not going into DeFi. You can basically save, trade, or invest. The lowest return on investment is saving. It's better because you don't need to think about it. If you have the time to work in crypto, you can trade or you can invest. That is as somebody who's speculating. You can also do a lot of work in crypto if you're an artist, if you're a programmer, if you're a community manager. There's a lot of things going on. Probably get into that at another point. But yeah. So in DeFi, you'll have all these flash words like NFT, metaverse, etc., etc. These are all decentralized finance applications mostly, and yeah, they're very interesting. Anyway, I hope I could educate you a little bit about what cryptocurrencies are. This movement started really with Bitcoin. They existed before, but this was the biggest one that brought about this kind of market. Then you had Ethereum with DeFi, decentralized finance, and basically this allowed everybody to launch their own cryptocurrencies. Before you had to be more of a team. Now I just need to code and I can actually do it, which I did. You have USDT, which are basically stable coins, so coins that are indexed to the US dollar supply. They're coins that are indexed to the euro or yuan or yen, different currencies, but US dollar supply. Stable coins are the main thing, and these facilitate exchanges around the world. So you have a lot of competition basically that came from traditional finance, and that everything's moving so much faster in this world, so basically copied and emulated and changed, and it's something new which might be more interesting in the future than going to the stock market, because there are a lot of applications that are actually being created. But maybe my take is a bit biased, right, because I'm in it. Just so you know, it's a good tool to save, it's a good tool to speculate as well, and it's a good tool to lose money. So if you don't want to invest too much into it, you know what, I think I'm going to do a second video and I'm going to explain basically more about the financials of money, fiat, versus Bitcoin, and basically the advocating for the use cases of cryptocurrencies right now, and mainly DeFi in that case. Alright, so this was an introductory video. Thank you for listening. I'm exhausted. I need some honey and some milk. And I wish you all a nice day. Cheers.